Hey guys, it's Tweet1 Maxwell here, and welcome to another edition of WWE Updates on TW 2013. So it's ticking along pretty nicely. We're into June 2017. It is Money in the Bank, so hopefully we can bring in some Money in the Bank winners. But I'll hint there that we have more than one Money in the Bank match, as we hope to make sure that our brand split keeps going the rate it is going at. It's better, and a very strong Raw, a very strong SmackDown, and the newly reformed ECW, which is going to be the place for the likes of Zack Sabre Jr., the likes of Will Ospreay, Lamita, and various other wrestlers coming through to hone their craft basically and get better against some veterans. So we're booked today in the Midwest. We're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of Mr. Lesnar. So I'm hoping to get a good show here, hopefully a few surprises along the way. A lot of the matches are taking up a good bit of time because they have really quite a few multi-man matches just to really fit everybody in. But I'm hoping it's a good rating, and yeah, let's kick right onto the show. It is Money in the Bank. So we start off, we've got a usual music hype video that I start off my shows with, or pyro, whatever. But we're basically hyping up tonight's main event match, which is for the WWE Championship, and it is between Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Bray Wyatt. This gets an A93. You get the show off to a strong start and get the crowd hotter. It continues the WWE Championship storyline. Our opening contest in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, we had Apollo Crews defeat AJ Styles in 15:52 by pinfall with a standing shooting star press. Apollo Crews makes defense number 6 of the Intercontinental Championship. Only a B82 here. I was hoping this match would be a lot better, as these two guys have great chemistry together. There were times where there was a defined lack even of psychology on display, which is quite worrying because usually AJ's got high psychology, but hopefully we can improve Apollo. The match got the crowd hotter. Apollo Crews win 90 in-ring performance, AJ Styles win 93. In the SmackDown, Apollo's breakthrough storyline has advanced this segment, so a lot more faith getting put in Apollo Crews as he scores a good victory with a phenomenal AJ Styles. No skill improvements in this instance. It's obviously going to be capped because of the time. It isn't actually, no, it was just stamina, lack of psychology, AJ's declining physical ability, and the lack of associated hot storyline, even though I thought they were doing quite well with the storyline. So it's okay, it could have been a bit better, but it's the opener, so I don't think we can complain too much about that. We then have Apollo Crews backstage, basically just celebrating the fact he's still champion, just, talking about future things and how he's going to dominate the IC division. A B82, he's a lot stronger promos previously, but it's still good, and I'm sure the 46,500 in attendance would have been delighted with that. But Apollo Crews coming across well. Negative was just because it was short. Next up and about, they had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. We have Sasha Banks defeating Becky Lynch and Paige in 15:09 when Sasha Banks defeated Becky Lynch by pinfall via the wheelbarrow bulldog. Sasha Banks is the new WWE Women's Champion. This is a B82, so it's outstanding from the women's division. Obviously Sasha on Raw takes the title from Becky on SmackDown and Paige on SmackDown. So what does this mean for the future of the women's division? Anyway, Becky Lynch got a 76, Sasha Banks with a 72, Paige with a 74. The three women continue the storyline for the women's division, which will now split because we're going to have two separate women's divisions. Hopefully ours goes a bit better than WWE's, because as I record this, as the draft has just taken place, it does not look like it's got much depth to it. So it's up to me to try and make sure we don't suffer the same kind of fate. But B82, Paige and Becky both improving performance skills is very good. Negatives here, literally just Sasha's inconsistency. So, if we keep the women progressing the way they are, I don't see why we can't get them in a position where they main event a pay-per-view or a show at one point. Next up and about, they had some decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. We had Sheamus defeat Zack Sabre Jr. in 8:56 by pinfall with a brogue kick. Sheamus is your ECW World Heavyweight Champion. So C plus 70. Zack Sabre Jr. with a 56, Sheamus with a 70. We couldn't put the title straight on Zack Sabre Jr., Sheamus wouldn't allow it. The initial plan was to go with Sabre Jr. versus Jericho. Jericho had to get a new contract, didn't want to work the B shows, ECW is a B show, so we'd move him to Raw and bring Sheamus to ECW, so we'll do the same kind of program. But Sheamus is going to work with these younger talents and hopefully get them over. No skill improvements to speak of here, and only negatives is Sheamus' declining physical ability and the inconsistency of Zack Sabre Jr. And after this, Sheamus picks up the victory, obviously, celebrates with the title in hand, and a nice little B-72 rating there. So it shows we're going to have okay talents in the ECW roster. His days in the main matches at the moment are pretty much done. Another promo for Enzo and Big Cass. They're hyping up their tag team title defense against the American Wolves, or Wolves, in a B80. Enzo and Cass are nailing it with their promos. They're usually getting high Bs. They both have over in this roughly about 62, so they're upper mid cards. So I may actually look at in the future splitting them up, but no plans at the moment. Maybe another like 5-6 months, maybe even after WrestleMania. But there's definitely a future there for both of them, possibly as singles guys. You just don't want them to get lost in the shuffle, basically. The match itself was decent, and Enzo and Big Cass defeat the American Wolves in 13-18 when Big Cass defeated Eddie Edwards by pinfall. With an East River Crossing, Enzo and Big Cass make defense number 5 of the WWE World Tag Team titles. B80 is pretty decent. Cass is still not suited to the gimmick. I don't know how to change it while they're on a roll. Big Cass with an in-ring performance of 73, Enzo 66, Eddie Edwards with a 66 and a 78 for Davey Richards. No skill improvements in this instance. Quite a few negatives here, everybody holding back, which is disappointing, but a good victory for Enzo and Big Cass. Next up, and about had some decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. We had Emma defeat Bayley, AJ Lee, Natalya, Asuka, Charlotte in the first ever women's Money in the Bank match. This was in 1451 when Emma retrieved the briefcase. She is the first ever winner of the WWE Women's Money in the Bank title, so I felt like it was a good opportunity to bring in the first ever Women's Money in the Bank. Emma holds the briefcase and she can cash that in whenever she pleases over the next 12 months. A good victory, however, starting to give her a slow build, slow push. C plus 68 is still pretty decent, it could have been a bit better. Natalya is getting stale, Charlotte's getting stale. 56 performance for AJ Lee, 67 for Bayley, 56 for Emma, 47 for Natalya, 61 for Asuka, and 57 for Charlotte. So Charlotte might need a bit of a boost, that might be giving her some victories. Women's storyline develops though, that's good. AJ in technical, Asuka in performance. A bit a few negatives here. A couple of inconsistencies, and Charlotte's low morale. But overall, it's good that we're finally bringing this to the women's division. They're getting the Money in the Bank match, and hopefully they can keep improving. Next up is the John Cena Open Challenge for the US title. He's basically just calling out anyone whose turn is it this week on pay-per-view to get the match up against Cena. An A93, great promo from John as always. Comes across as a real star, which is good to see. And here we go, his opponent is Luke Harper, and in a match that was superb, John Cena defeated Luke Harper in 1341 by an attitude adjustment. Cena makes defense number 8 of the US title. B79, the psychology aspect probably hampered the rating. The match suffered because of that, despite the fact that Cena had a 90 and Harper had a 79. So disappointing, but hopefully we can build up some more psychology for some other wrestlers. So long term we can keep getting people over and have as many good matches as possible. Negatives there. Psychology, the inconsistency, and Cena's declining physical ability. So the fact that few people are getting that now means we need to start building new stars. Next up, we have the male Money in the Bank match, and about had superb wrestling and great heat. We had Sami Zayn defeat Finn Balor, Rusev, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Derek Carter in the Money in the Bank match in 22-27 when Sami Zayn retrieved the item. Sami Zayn wins the WWE Money in the Bank title. So this was interesting as we had 2 faces against 4 heels. Chose to turn Cesaro heel. Basically, just wanted another strong heel on the Raw side of things. He was getting frustrated by lack of matches on pay-per-view, so I felt it was a good way to kind of turn them. A great B plus 87 for these guys. Balor was off his game unfortunately, but Derek Carter's getting better. An 88 for Sami Zayn, and 93 for Finn Balor. 84 for Rusev, 92 for Cesaro and Kevin Owens, and a 79 in-ring performance for Derek Carter. It continues the richer is better storyline between DC and Sami Zayn. No skill improvements to speak of. Negatives here. Finn Balor's inconsistency, and the two storyline related negatives. Although I felt like our storylines were getting over, maybe they weren't in enough matches against each other to really get the storyline over. That's right, complete change. So Cesaro, I was forgetting his gimmick need change, but Cesaro is now an Impact player, and an initial rating of above average, so that's all good there. We side a leaf though. Basically after the match we then have a little celebration with Sami Zayn, and that is a B plus 84, obviously Money in the Bank winner, and you've got to think there's a good chance that Sami Zayn could be a future champion down the line. Unfortunately, our co-main event didn't deliver to the levels I was hoping, and it's an exceptional match, but Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Randy Orton in 23-17 by pinfall. With a Samoan driver, Nakamura makes defense number 2 of his WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The 82 I think is probably going to be limited. I was going to say limited, but 23 minutes was a good amount of time. Nakamura win 90, Orton win 91. Nakamura improving performance skills. We didn't have a storyline in place for this one because I changed my mind at the last minute for who was going to fight for the title and who was going to be in Money in the Bank. But we've got plans for the future. Who's going to challenge Nakamura for that title? Big plans for the World Heavyweight Championship to really hopefully give the SmackDown brand some proper star power. So happy with that, and hopefully our main event is the one that delivers. After the match, Nakamura celebrating the fact he's champion. We are in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the hometown, obviously not where he lives now, but where he's basically grew up in, of Brock Lesnar. Fitting that he comes in and just beats the crap out of Nakamura, signalling that this could be a potential match down the line. A-Star 100. We'd all love to see Nakamura versus Lesnar, wouldn't we? So Nakamura came across well here, but really looking forward to hopefully having this match in the future. So Nakamura versus Lesnar. Pencil it in. Not at Battleground. We're targeting SummerSlam for that. Next up, we have a hype video. It's not going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Now, the reason was, it was planned to be a second triple threat match and a rematch between Punk and Reigns. Punk suffered a back injury. He could wrestle through it, but it severely hampered his performance, and it said he was really struggling because of it. So I decided Reigns to take him out. Punk's going to go on holiday for a month, so he doesn't complain and bitch about not being used, and then we'll bring him back at SummerSlam. So 889 continues the storyline between them. As I say, that'll end because they can't obviously have a match for them for a while. It's a 2-month injury. We're targeting SummerSlam for Punk. And yeah, just basically hyping that up with a video. And have a Bray Wyatt promo ready for the championship. He says it's his time. He's going to take the championship back to his family. That's an 889 performance as well. He was good. Storyline advances, which is good to see. Only again limited for being short. The match itself, pressure on to hopefully deliver because psychology could be a massive issue here. And it has delivered. Perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. In an exceptional match, Roman Reigns defeats Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose. In 26-19 when Roman Reigns defeated Dean Ambrose by pinfall, and Reigns wins the WWE Championship title. 97A, perfect. I just felt like because of what happened between Punk and Reigns, there's going to be a lot of heat on Reigns. He's probably the guy, the bad guy. And sit him in this match at the last minute, put him as champion, and now you've got 4 people, Punk, Ambrose, Rollins, Wyatt, all gunning for him. I just think it makes sense. So the announcing job by Corey Graves was pretty weak, disappointing. Ambrose won 94, Seth Rollins won 94, Bray won 92, and Roman Reigns won 97. Championship storyline continues with that. Dean Ambrose is improving in flying skills. Your only negatives here, Seth Rollins' inconsistency, and Corey Graves. We end the show your new WWE Champion, Roman Reigns. He's not a good guy. He is the bad guy. He is the guy. It's Roman Reigns in A94. Comes out of it looking excellent because he is your new WWE Champion. We end the show. A94 increased their popularity in 36 regions. As I say, it was a good card all around. They got some of the lesser talents, some exposure to hopefully get their overness up. It really showed that we're pushing the women's division to the next level by giving them a Money in the Bank chance, having a women's title match as well, and really just try to push over as much as possible. So, the strictures for Sami Zayn, Cena's doing well in the US title division, Apollo Crews has been outstanding in the IC division. And this is just the people that are making pay-per-view. There's still many a guy that's impressing that is just making it on either ECW, in the lower card of a Raw or a SmackDown, and we still have a lot of talents in NXT who are ready, willing, and able to come up at one point. I'd say they're still maxing out their stats. But overall, great performance there. I think you got to go straight away and say, as good as the main event was, the fact that the ladies were able to carry a match-up that got an B82, I think we go with Paige, Sasha, and Becky Lynch. So we'll say to them, praise them all for a great performance. Sasha's pleased, Paige is pleased, as is Becky Lynch. So that's good to see. Also interested, I'm just a week away from the mid-term report, basically. We'll find out who's the wrestler of the year so far. So hopefully we can get somebody sorted with that, and hopefully not as much dominance from New Japan this year. So down for the bottom, Joey Hayes signs a new contract. We have Wild at the Weekend again, obviously our women's division there, only 271 fans though. Lance Archer, well, unfortunately for Lance, he's 40. His popularity is very average in the US, so I don't probably go for that. But apart from that, fantastic reviews for the pay-per-view. Steve Lombardi's contract's ending, we'll sort that out. Jervis Cottonbelly, we'll have to give him a new development contract, but looking forward to using him in the future. Pay-per-view is up to 3.76, so we're still not at the high ratings we were at for WrestleMania. Hopefully we're still making good money. And 7k was wasted from drug testing. Let's say, I can't really argue, I'm still enjoying the save, there's still plenty of people that are getting over. It's just really a fun save just to book WWE in my own personal style. Making money, the network will be coming eventually. Prestige is good, probably could jump to international now anytime I wanted. So I may look to do that pretty shortly. I may actually do that as soon as we hit into July, after we get all the stuff done regarding wrestlers of the year and stuff like that. But no, it's going good. We did lose our deal on Fox. I wasn't getting great ratings. I wasn't getting terrible ratings, but it's just a case of I was just really getting over the 81s they wanted. I was getting like 83s basically. So that's what it is there. But the important thing is, we have a 2-year deal starting on NBC, which is the exact same size, and hopefully, they'll be a bit more lenient. And we've got 2 years on there, so hopefully, a good time. So apart from that, enjoying the save, things are progressing nicely. As I say, prestige-wise, 71 for the ECW, 95A for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Look at the prestige, it's way at the highest it's been at, so that's good there. Roman's the guy now, 4-time champion. He's 35% of the way becoming a Hall of Immortals inductee. As I say, just been so over as a heel. It's unbelievable. He will get a face run eventually, but say he is the guy, basically. Apollo Crews doing good stuff with the IC title. He's repping a good 84, 85, in some places even 90s and 89s for his overness in the US, so he's going to be a star player in the SmackDown brand. Money in the Bank, as I say, is Sami Zayn. That's up to a B85 as well, so that's prestige has jumped with Sami winning. So your Rumble winner was Rollins. Your Women's Champion for SmackDown will be happening shortly. We get the 2 divisions. Cena, B-71 still, but as I say, Cena, 6-time champ. Rocking really good overness. We'll get him back into the main event scene eventually, but he's now 40, which is worrying. B-75 for your Women's division. Again, that championship belt's the highest it's ever been. Sasha is up at 62 overness. So again, it's one of the ones where I wanted to make the women's integrated to the male roster. so I could get their overness right up, but unfortunately it said it was too much of a change, and with the industry about to hit a decline, I'm pretty sure the women on their own, I think, in their division, if they keep wrestling the way they are, they can certainly get to the B-minuses, the 70s, and keep improving. Honestly, they're that good. Emma C62 for that. The tag titles are B-71, so that's kind of floated about the same, but say Enzo and Cass have had it since pretty much WrestleMania, and yeah, they've had a good little run there. Amazing to think I've done this, say, for about, that would be about 13, 14 months, maybe 15, and I've only had 5 sets of champions, so quite happy with that. Usually I'm hot potato in titles, but everybody seems to be getting a decent run, and as I say, your World Heavyweight Champion, although I gave it to Cena there for 4 years, it's just because as soon as I vacated it, as soon as I bought a title back, sorry, he still had it, so I had to vacate it, and Nakamura's held it since winning it at Payback. So that's good to see there. We'll have a few contenders for that, but that's at a pretty decent prestige level as well. So things are going well. It's all enjoyable. As I say, pretty healthy rosters. Next event is the second week of July, so I get 3 weeks to build up to Battleground. Might do an event between now and then, between Battleground and SummerSlam. I'm thinking because Vince McMahon died in the game, that we could have some sort of Memorial Cup, like WWE would have done something massive for it, so I might have like some sort of Vince McMahon Memorial Trophy. The idea I had just randomly was maybe making it like a trios thing, trios cup, but WWE does love factions at times, so no better way than, say a one night reunion for the Shield. Vince would love that. But I say thanks always for watching, guys. It's been deeply appreciated. Hope you enjoyed Money in the Bank. Get any predictions for what you think could be happening soon? Which championship does Sami Zayn go for? Who does he beat for the title? Get any predictions for that? How do you see the future panning out? Let me know what you think, and we'll see how close you get in the upcoming weeks. I say as always, it's deeply appreciated the support, guys. I believe my Mania video just went live today, and it's had a lot of great feedback, so that's deeply appreciated. I say knocked that out of the park, and delighted with that. As always, any likes, comments, subscriptions, whatever, all that good stuff, as Xavier Woods would say, is all deeply appreciated, guys. Just keep plugging the game out there. It's a small little community, but we have one of the best communities out there. So thanks always, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you next time for Battleground. Bye-bye.